Hi and welcome to Quilting with Lori. My name is Lori Dickman. I have been working through my Speedy Solutions to Scrap Up Your Stash patterns book. Here I've been sharing with you how you can use your scrap stash to make the beautiful blocks and quilts that are in this patterns book. Today what I want to share with you is how to make the Coming Up Daisies block in this really fun pattern. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's very easy, lots of fun. It's a great quilt to make for the springtime or maybe for a little girl's wall or bed quilt. For those of you who may not be familiar, I do have a book set that I'll link in the description box below. This is the Techniques book. It teaches you the speedy ways to cut, sort, organize, and store your scrap stash so that you can use it to make beautiful quilts. And I do have a video tutorial that follows along this book. I will also link that down below in the description box. So be sure to watch that. It's a great way to work through this book and to understand exactly how you can get your scrap stash organized and ready to go to make quilts. I will also be conducting a Scrap Up Your Stash on National Quilting Day on March 16th. I'll be doing a class that afternoon. It will be a virtual class, so you can join us from anywhere on that afternoon, and I'll link that class in the description box below in case you'd like to join us at that time, and then you can learn I'll teach you some tips and tricks that correspond with this book to teach you how to get your scrap stash ready to go. And I have been going through the patterns in this book. Today we're on the Coming Up Daisies, and I can't wait to show you how easy this block is to put together. At the end of this tutorial, I'm going to give you a close-up of the quilting on this quilt so that you'll get some ideas on how you can quilt the blocks as well as the quilt itself. So you'll see that at the end of the video. Don't forget to check that out. Alright, we're at my tabletop here and I'm going to show you how this block goes together. It's a very easy block. You're basically going to be snowballing corners, and I'll show you what that means here in just a moment. For each of these blocks, and you can make these quilts in my patterns book as big or as small as you want. You can make just 3 blocks and it's a table runner, or you can make 20 blocks and it's a larger quilt. The one that I have in here is simply a wall quilt for this Coming Up Daisies. I do try to make my quilts a little bit smaller because I travel and lecture with them, and it's easier to travel with wall-size quilts than it is to travel with bed-size quilts. So that's the reason that most of them are smaller. But you can just simply pull more squares from your stash for as many blocks as you choose to make in your quilt. So what you do need for the Coming Up Daisies block, I'm going to make sure that everything is in the frame here for you. You're going to need 4 of the 4-inch bright squares. So these are the bright squares that I have chosen. You're going to need a total of 12 of these 1.5-inch lights, and I've chosen a variety of different whites from my stash. And you're going to need a total of 4 of the 1.5-inch yellows, or a similar color. And as you'll notice here in this picture, the white squares are snowballing 3 corners of the petal, if you will, and the yellow squares are snowballing 1 corner of each of those 4 petals. So let's take a look at that here. This is how it's done. The first thing you're going to do is place these 1.5-inch squares right sides together on all 4 of the corners, and you'll notice that I have 3 whites and 1 of the yellows on here. I've drawn lines. Some of them have kind of disappeared. I used a disappearing pencil, but you'll draw a line from corner to corner, and you'll sew directly on the line as you see that I have done here. Let me come closer so that you can see better. There we go. So I have drawn diagonal lines corner to corner, and I've stitched on those lines, and then I've cut away the excess. So I've left about 1/4 inch left over, cut away the excess, and then flipped them open and pressed them. Then this needs to get squared up to the size that's required in the pattern. But you're simply snowballing each corner with a 1.5-inch square, whether it's white or yellow or whatever colors you're using from your scrap stash. And that just involves drawing a diagonal line, stitching on the line, cutting away the excess, leaving yourself 1/4 inch, and then you're flipping everything back and you're pressing it, and then square up each of those units. And you'll do that for all of the petals in the block. And let's take a peek at what we have here. So here we've got this finished. We have everything pressed away, and now you can simply sew your petal together. This is a very scrappy flower, or a daisy if you will. You can make yours all identical. That's how I've done mine in the quilt on the wall. They were either all blue or all pink or all burgundy, whatever, but it doesn't matter. You can make them as scrappy as you want. In fact, I think the scrappier, the better. And of course, each of these were 4-inch squares, so they need to be squared up to 4 inches. I see that a couple of these have not been squared up, but get them squared up so that when you do sew them together, they go together properly. It's squaring up each section of your blocks as you're making them is going to result in much more perfect blocks in the end, which results in better quilts and lots less frustration for you. So make sure that you're squaring up units as you go. That really does help. So here's an idea of what it can look like if you're not using just a white. You could use some really fun scraps from your stash. Go to your strip stash. I believe this was a 1.5-inch strip that I pulled from my stash, and I just cut those into 1.5-inch squares to snowball the outside of the scrappy pink flower, and then I just used a yellow for the center. But have fun with your scrap stash. Use what you have and create something beautiful with it. I also want to point out how to make the sashing units. These are the little sashing corners that are in the sash rows. And they're very simple as well. You're simply, again, using fabrics from your scrap stash, and you're snowballing the squares. So I've got some fun yellow print squares and a candy print square there that I could have used with this. That would be fun. And here's some plain yellow. I think you can see it quite well. It's very bright. And what I have done is taken the 1.5-inch squares again. I've laid one on each side. I've drawn a diagonal line and cut away the excess and then press it open, and then I'll do the same on this side, which I have done here. So I've sewn another one here, and I still have to trim this one away. But that is exactly how you end up with your little snowballed sash that goes with your sashing units. Very simple to do. So you're simply placing 2 of them on the corners, opposite corners first, draw the line, press them open, remove the excess, press them open, then place the last 2 squares on the remaining sides and draw the lines, sew them, press them open, and remove all of the excess. This one here still has to have the excess removed. And that is how you create those great little cornerstones in your sashing rows. The dimensions of the quilt that's on the wall behind me, again, it's a wall-size quilt, 50 by 50. The squares finish at 7 inches within the quilt. And the instructions are for, you can pull yardage and then just cut the required squares. That instructions give you that information. But you can pull yardage or pull from your scrap stash. Either or. So if you don't have a scrap stash yet, no worries. You can simply pull yardage from your fabrics and cut out the squares or rectangles that are required to make the quilt. And it shows you in here how to attach your sashing row, or your sashing with your blocks, and then the sashing rows that include the cornerstones is in here as well. And you can simply make this quilt larger, wider, and longer, and you're simply just making more blocks, and of course then more sashing and more cornerstones for that block. And what I'm going to do here in a minute is take you to the wall and show you some of the quilting to give you some ideas on how you can quilt this quilt. Before I take you to the wall and show you the quilt, I wanted to just let you know about my mystery quilt that's coming up. It's a free Zoom mystery quilt class. It will start on Monday night, March 11. It's at 7 p.m. Central Time. When you register on my link, and I'll have the link in the description box below, but it will give you the Zoom link that you're going to need to access each of the 4 classes. But it's a wonderful way to learn how to use your scrap stash. It is a mystery quilt. It's a new design that I have created. It's called Dutchman's Crossing. This one is a full-size quilt. It's 90 by 90. It's a quilt that I am making for my granddaughter's room here at the house. So I'm just updating her bedroom a little bit when she's here to stay with us. So that is something that I think you're going to love it. It's a really beautiful quilt. So I'd love to have you join us. Go out to that link and register. I also have another class that's starting. It's my block of the month for 2024. This is a wall quilt that I've designed. It's called Bees in My Garden, and it's an applique. You're also going to be learning, the Dresdens and how to piece curves, so there's a whole lot to it. It will be a lot of fun. I can't wait to start it. There are two options for you regarding the borders. You can do the piano key type border or the applique border, whichever you prefer. You'll have both of the patterns available. And it starts on March 23rd, 2024. That's when I'll begin. It will all be via YouTube, so you can register for the class. It's $25 for the 4 weeks of class, and you'll have access to all the YouTube videos to walk you through step by step on how to create each. On the first week, we'll be working on the Dresden blocks, and that's in March. In April, we'll be working on the leaf blocks. This is where you'll learn to sew curves. On the third week, which is in May, we'll be doing the bee, that adorable little bee, and the green border. And then on the fourth week, we're going to be working on the pink border, and that's the applique. So you'll get to learn how to make all of it in that block of the month. That's my 2024 block of the month, Bees in My Garden. Hope you'll join us for that. So now I want to take you to the wall so that you can see the Coming Up Daisies quilt and how I've done the quilting. So we'll start with the border. I did do some feather quilting. It's kind of hard to see the feather quilting because the print is a nice busy print, but I did do some feather quilting in the border. I do have a faux flange binding on that, and I do have a how-to out on my website on how to make that faux flange binding here. That's what I'm referring to right there, that faux flange. Here is some quilting that I've done on the sashing, on the cornerstones, and then also just some paisley free motion quilting on the flowers themselves. And just very simple. I did outline stitching on all of the snowballed corners, and I simply did the paisley stitching, the fun little curly S or the 8s there on the sashing. Nothing fancy, very simple, but it's something that works out very well for the quilts. So hopefully you enjoy that and try your hand at some of this. This is all done on my Tin Lizzie. I do not have a computerized long arm, so this is all done free motion, hand guided. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've enjoyed being able to present to you how to make the Coming Up Daisies block and the cornerstones and so forth. Hope you were inspired a little bit to do some quilting, maybe using your free motion on your long arm or on your domestic sewing machine to quilt your Coming Up Daisies quilt. All of the links are in the description box below for the book set, for the tutorials, for the mystery quilt class, for the National Quilting Day class I'll be having, as well as for my block of the month for 2024. So check all that out. And thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you do like the content that I provide for you, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. I love to read my viewers' comments and chat with you a little bit. So have a great day and happy quilting.